Okay. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
we can.
doctor.
Okay, great. So let's start. Thank you so much for joining. And today is our first session in the cybersecurity specialist. And actually, this is an internship program. Internship means that you are not taking training, you are working with us. So during those 8 months, we're going to be working together in weekend in real cybersecurity projects. And the main purpose behind that is to give you the hands-on that you need if you plan to join cybersecurity field. So the first session, I just wanted to guide you how the program will work and what is your role and responsibility, because as I told you, you're going to be working with us. It's not a traditional training. So usually the first session is more as an introduction and explanation about the program and how are we going to manage it. And we're going to start a basics or an introduction for our first project. And the reason we make sure to keep our first session as an introduction is just people who join this program usually have different kind of expectation. So we need to make sure before we start that this is what we're going to deliver. And you have to confirm that this is matching your expectation. Okay. So today I will go through the program, and before starting our first project, I want to hear from you in case you have any question, because the point here is that we should not start the program with any doubts or any confusion, okay? Because you don't want to spend 8 months and end up with something that was not what you planned for. Okay. My name is Mohammed Atif, and I'll be your, I will not say instructor, but I will be more as a project manager for the projects that you're going to deal with. We have two other members in our program. We have Mr. Mahmoud, he will also be managing some of the projects. And Mr. Samir, he will be managing some technical projects as well. So you're going to mainly be working with three different entity, and they will teach you while working on real projects and real operational activity. Okay, so let's start, and I will spend most of the time today just explain the main program details and how we're going to do it, and what is the onboarding process, because you are working with InfoSec right now. And by the end of the program, you will get a letter of experience saying that you worked with us in the following project and you did the following activity. And we will not issue this letter of experience unless you really got the skills and you really got the experience. So consider that you are working with us part-time during weekend in real cybersecurity projects. So what we're going to do today, first, I just want to explain to you the process behind this program and how we're going to start and how you should evaluate your progress every month. What did you learn realistically? What you can write down in your CV right now? What you can announce that you know how to do it? We're going to explain about the program, and then we're going to start talking about the different part of the program, because we have a part related to the technical implementation, we have a part related to the administrative security, we have a part related to the physical security. So we're going to go through the different frameworks that we will be done during those 8 months. And before starting our first project, today we're just going to start the first project, and I will take all your questions, answer your questions. Then we're going to start our first project once you are comfortable about the topic. So, as you may know, and this is the reason you joined the program, that the Cybersecurity Specialist program, it's a program based on real experience. Guys, could someone take care of the admission so I don't?
I'm doing this, doctor.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. So the main purpose of the program is hands-on, okay? If you plan to sit for the program and just watch the videos, is useless for you, okay? You have to be involved. You're going to have assignment to be done in each project. We're going to be working with 5 different companies, insurance, banking, healthcare, and we're going to implement different kind of project for each entity. So the point here, as I mentioned in the beginning, for people who joined late, we are working together. It's not a training. Yes, you will learn, but you will learn while doing it. So you're going to learn about the subject, and then you have to implement it, or you have to document it, or you have to do something about it. Okay. So the main purpose, and you have to be keen about that from your side, is that it has to be done practically. We have the data, we have the client, we have the project. We will show you how it's done. When you do something yourself 1 or 2 times, you will never forget it. But if you watch it in a video or a lecture for 10 times, you're still going to forget it. So this is the main purpose behind the program. It's real cybersecurity projects and operational activity. Okay. But since you're going to be working with us, there is some process that will be done at the beginning, and I have to explain it to you for right now because we have to onboard you with our team at InfoSec. Number 1, there is a document that has been sent to you, which is the non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Once you enrolled in the program, our support team sends you the detail of the onboarding process, and within the email, there was a NDA document that you have to fill and sign. Why are we asking you to fill and sign the non-disclosure agreement? Because you're going to have access to our customer information and our customer and our project data. And you will have access to our shared folders that we are using it in real projects. So we need to make sure that this will be kept confidential and you are aware of that. So please fill the document and sign it, because without signing the document, we will not be able to give you our email or give you an account on InfoSec, and more important, give you access to our program share folders. This is the folders that we are using in our business. Very, very important. It has all the documents, the templates, the step-by-step guide, the standards, the guidance, all the documentations that we are using realistically. It's in the share folder, and I will show it to you within a few minutes. So please make sure to sign the NDA so your access will not be delayed. Second point is the related to jobs. I'm assuming that most of you, if not all of you, has joined the program to be able to end up with a job, right? So definitely you are looking to switch your career or change your career to cybersecurity career, regardless from your background. Maybe some of you has an IT background, or some of you doesn't have an IT background. It doesn't matter. The positions that you are qualifying yourself for, it's a governance position. It's a governance with a basics IT knowledge. And we will fix that for people who didn't came from an IT background. We will show you how to solve this issue if you don't have the proper IT background. We will get you the background during the work. But the point here is that when I will be ready to apply for jobs, and this is important, guys, because I know that all of you joined for the same purpose, right? Now let's agree on something now. The program will stay for 8 months. We are only taking 2 sessions per month. Okay, we are communicating during the months. I'm sending you project, you send your assignment, we do, but officially as a team meeting, we meet twice per month. Every 15 days, we have an official meeting like today, where we will discuss a new project and we will discuss the customer requirement, and I will show you how it should be done and what will be your responsibility and what will be your assignment, and then we're going to communicate during email. So we're going to meet officially online twice per week. We do have a one-on-one meeting with each one of you. I will show you how this process will work. But the point here, when you're going to be ready to start applying for jobs, let's agree on something today, and let's all agree on that you should not apply for jobs until I tell you that you are ready. Okay, I will show you that I'm keeping a skill set metrics for each one of you, where I can identify what did you gain and what you still are missing from the assignments that you sent. So I will know each one of you when he's ready to start applying and going for an interview. Because here is what happens sometimes. Some people join the program, and after finishing the first project, they will think, yes, I'm comfortable now. I did a project by myself, and I delivered all the output of the project. Let me start applying. Now, when they go for an interview, it's not really going the way that they are thinking, because security, it's a framework. It's not just one specific project. So then they will feel uncomfortable and they will feel non-confidence even after taking more and more projects. So trust me on that. Please don't start applying for jobs until I tell you, yes, now you are ready to apply. Okay. Usually you don't have to wait for the 8 months. Usually for some of you who will be following up closely, doing the assignment on time, after 6 months, you're going to be ready to start applying. And my fourth point in this introduction is related to the recording session. All the meetings that we will have will be recorded and kept in a shared folder. I will show you a shared folder within few minutes, but just keep that in mind. Now, why we are doing that? Just to have it as a reference. So today you attended the meeting, we spoke about the project, we explain what needs to be done. You forget something, you can go back to the recorded and watch it. But don't keep that as an excuse not to attend session. Because also sometimes after a while, you said, okay, today I'm quite exhausting, I will not attend the session, I will watch the recording. You know, trust me on that. If you're gonna start thinking like that, you will not watch the video. This is for sure. Yeah, tomorrow I'll do it, the day after I do it, and then you will find out that it become a recorded course. So we keep all the session recorded in a shared folder as a reference. My recommendation is that to keep that as a part-time job. If you are working with us part-time and you get paid, for example, you cannot miss a meeting unless there is a very good excuse, right? But you will attend the meeting, and it's not exhausting if you are talking about 2 meetings per month. It's not something that will be an overhead for you, right? So please keep that in mind. So those are the four points that I wanted to elaborate while starting the program. Now, getting back, I'm sorry, guys, the introduction will be important today because, as I told you earlier, each one of you has some expectation in the mind. We need to make sure that we all have the same expectation and we all know about what will be the deliverable of this program. This is why we have to explain it, and we have to explain how the program will run and what will be the deliverable. So, cybersecurity, it's a very wide field. Okay, you cannot get yourself ready to work in the field if you're going to work randomly, because there is different criteria in cybersecurity. Some of them are pure technical, like cybersecurity engineer or pen tester or SOC analyst. This is quite technical. You need to know some forensic, you need to know some, it's technical field. Some of them are governance, you know, like cybersecurity specialist, like information security specialist, cybersecurity analyst. Some of them are into the management field, you know, like CISO position, for example. So to be successful in this field, if you're going to start going to this field, you have to identify your goal. Why or what are you qualifying yourself for? This is the most important step. Getting to work randomly and getting to learn apart from each area will not get you anywhere. You need to have a very clear understanding and very clear objective before you start. And our objective from the program name is cyber security specialist. This is the job description that we are qualifying ourselves. You are working with us in InfoSec for training and consulting as a cyber security specialist. Now, the good thing about this job is, first, it has a very, very high demand. Why it has a very high demand? Because this is the core person of the cyber security in the organization. He's the one who coordinates between IT department different department and senior management. He's mainly as a coordinator, okay? To simplify the process, he's the one that makes sure the right things are done by the right people. Let's keep it this way. Okay, I need to make sure that the network team from IT department are following the standard and best practice. I need to make sure that the database from the DBA are doing the right things. Each department, HR, finance department, each one know his own role and responsibility and doing it in the right method. This is your position. So this guy, the cybersecurity specialist, he's the one responsible of the stability of the business. That's why their average salary is kind of high, okay? And it doesn't request that much of technical knowledge. You need to have some technical basics knowledge, and I will show you what kind of knowledge you need to have. And if you are not coming from an IT background, we will show you what you need to be aware of. We will teach you that, except you're going to need to do some additional effort, to be honest. So this is a real job description, and this will be our constitution. I mean, this will be how you're going to evaluate the program by the end of the program. You don't have to wait until the end of the program, but each month you will open this document and you will see, what did I learn? What I can write down in my CV from the job description. So whatever is written in the job description here, this is our commitment as a company to let you not learn it, but practicing it, okay? So as you can see, this is, by the way, it's a real job description. And as you can see in the introduction part of job description, is saying that you will be responsible for securing the business environment. Okay. There is a big difference between securing the business environment and securing the IT environment or the technical infrastructure. When they mention the business in your job description, it means that you need to maintain the business. You need to make sure that whatever happened, incident, minor or major, you have a plan that will make sure that the business will complete stable. Okay. That's why for business owner and CEOs, this is a very sensitive position, because if any problem happen and you are not ready for it, okay, you will take full responsibility for it. And problem, guys, is not just happening because of hackers or external attacks. Problem happen internally. A server crash, a fire happen, an earthquake, a pandemic. All those scenarios need to be covered. And we have a big topic related to business continuity and disaster recovery. Okay. So as you can see, you are mainly involved with each one of the organizations to maintain the stability of the business. Keep that in mind. Then whatever is written here, this is what you're going to learn during our program. You will learn how to develop and maintain information security policy. You will learn how to collaborate with IT department to implement a disaster recovery planning. You will learn vulnerability management, SIM solution, DLP, firewall, all the description here. This is what you're going to learn, except you will learn it realistically. I will not open this document and tell you, okay, today I will show you how to manage and update knowledge, or today I will show you how to manage all security systems. No. We will take a project or an operational activity, and by the end of this project or operational activity, you will open this file and see, what did I learn? Did I learn about this point? Did I learn about that point? And then you're going to start evaluating yourself. So to be clear about it, this document, it's mainly our deliverable. This is, by the end of the program, our goal will be that you can write down those points in your CV and LinkedIn profile, but not just to copy and paste, because each point of those, if you get a question in an interview, if they ask you in an interview, you will be able to reply back very confident, because you don't just know how to do it, but you really implemented it yourself, and you know how it should be done. What tool did you use? What is the documentation that you used? What was the challenge? This is the point. So each month, you're going to need to open this document and check, according to what we did so far, what did I learn realistically that I can write down in our CV? Clear, guys? Let's see how many people joined so far.
Yes, sir.
Again, for people who are joining late, I'm going through this introduction just to make sure that we all know what will be this program about, what will be the deliverable of the program. So the first point that I would like to raise today is that you keep this file in front of you all the time, okay? And you never copy and paste or copy one of those skills in your CV unless you are 100% comfortable about it. We will do mock interview frequently for all of you just to let you practice the interview and be familiar with the question inside the interview. However, this is quite important for you because this is the commitment. This is considered the outline of this program. Okay, let me get back to my presentation. So we are working according to a specific job description. After finishing the program, you cannot start applying for any kind of cybersecurity jobs. You cannot apply for a cybersecurity engineer. It's a different position with different requirements. You will only be qualified to work as a cybersecurity specialist. This needs to be clear for you guys. There is some similar position like cybersecurity analyst. You can apply for it, or information security officer. Also, it depends about the job description, but you have to be clear about that you are qualifying yourself for a specific track, and this is what we're going to practice. This track consists of 3 different items, and this is what we're going to be doing the 8 months. 3 activities that you need to be very comfortable with. First, standard and compliance. And the first project that we will raise today will be a standard and compliance project. It's one of your main responsibility. If you're going to work in healthcare, you need to understand what is the standard and compliance related to healthcare, like hospital or clinic or any healthcare entity. And you need to understand how to implement those controls in a healthcare entity and what will be the problem in case you didn't implement those controls, because you will be audited from those entities. If you're going to work on a financial entity like a bank or any financial entity, they are following different standard and compliance. Government, some like if country has their own compliance. So if you are from Europe, you are following GDPR, you will learn how to implement GDPR. Okay, so standard and compliance is one of the core topics that you need to be familiar with, because if you don't know how to do it, it doesn't matter how much technical skills you have, you can get your company into a lot of troubles. So the first thing that we need to learn how to implement different standard and compliance according to the type of business. Second part of your responsibility working with InfoSec will be operational activity. We do have some operational work that we are doing every day. Standard and compliance, it's one-time process. We implement it and then we maintain it. But most of the effort will be done the first time. And then we just review the policy, create SOPs, and so on and so forth. But we do have some operational activity like we are doing every day. For instance, antivirus management. It's part of our responsibility. Every day I'm opening the antivirus console. And the antivirus for company is completely different than the antivirus that you are using at home. We are using an enterprise solution. It could be Kaspersky, Sofo, Symantec. So what is my responsibility? Managing the antivirus for all the organization. What is my daily activity? Okay, incident management. This is something that we are doing every day. We get from our SIM solution some logs, and I will start investigating. Is this malicious IP? I will send it to the firewall team to be blocked. If there is a virus on the machine that has not been treated, I will communicate with those people. So a second part of our jobs will be the operational activity. And most of the question in any interview will come in this part, because this is the daily activities that we are doing. DLP management, antivirus management, threat intelligence, SIM solution. You need to do that frequently. So if you do it every week and you know what is your responsibility, we will keep sending you whatever we are getting. And then we will compare what you are doing according to what we are doing to make sure that you are following the right process. Of course, after teaching you how it's done. But a part of your jobs will be operational activity, and you're going to need to learn the operational activity part. And finally, we have the cybersecurity project. It's not something that it's usually done frequently, but you need to be familiar with it. Sometimes your company need to implement something like a DLP solution. So before implementing the DLP, there is some process and you have some involvement. How can you select the right DLP solution or the right data classification solution? There is different company. Are you going to select, because they will ask you for your opinion from a security perspective. Are you going to select about prices? So this product is cheaper than that product? It doesn't make any sense. It's not your responsibility at all. How can I compare that any product or any project that will be implemented in my company fulfill the business requirement from a security perspective and the compliance requirement? So you will also be working with us in some of the project. We're going to do a DLP implementation project. We will have like 5 different projects actually during the program and 35 operational activities. So it's not just a project. You will be working to be able to fulfill all the requirement here in the job description. Those job description consist of 3 different parts: standard and compliance implementation, operational activity, and cybersecurity project. This is what we will be doing the upcoming 8 months. Okay. So how the communication will go? Because we are working together, right? And you should consider that you are working with InfoSec remotely. So how the communication will be going between the teams? Okay, we're going to be involved, working together in different projects, in operational activity. So as I told you, our main communication channel will be through Microsoft Teams. Okay. And today, actually, you logged in using your personal account. But in all the upcoming session, you will have an InfoSec account. Our team is creating now an InfoSec account for you guys that you should use to log into team or communicate or meet one-on-one. So only today, because you are still on the onboarding process, you are logging using your personal account. But from next week or from after today's session, our team will start creating your InfoSec account, and all our communication will be used with your InfoSec email. We will send you the assignment on your InfoSec email. You have to reply back on your InfoSec email. In case there is any incident, all the communication will be done in InfoSec email. So please make sure to sign the NDA and send it so we can create the new account for you. Now, regarding the InfoSec email, I have 2 extremely important points. First, this email to be used only for the program. Don't use it for any personal purpose or anything that is not related to the program. We set up a rule on the email where we are getting a copy from each mail you are sending from InfoSec. And in case any breach happen, we will have to suspend the email. Okay, so please utilize the email only for the program. Second point, because this is usually causing us problems, some people would do the following because they are not checking this email frequently. So they will set up a forward rule on this email that whenever I'm sending something, it will be sent to their personal email. Please don't do that. Microsoft usually is blocking the account if we're going to do that. So please don't change the setting of the email and set up a forwarding rule. Okay, set up this email on your phone, on your computer, and this will be the communication channel related to business, not your personal email. Is this point clear, guys, for me? Then, regarding the resources. Once you sign the NDA and you activate your email account, I mean, once you sign the NDA and send it to our support team, within 48 hours, our team will send you, or actually you're going to receive an automated email saying that your InfoSec account has been activated. This is an Office 365 license. So you will have access to 1 terabyte on OneDrive. You will have access to email, Microsoft Office 365, and so on and so forth. So once you get your email account active, we will set you, or we will assign you permission to our share folder. And this is the most important folder that we're gonna use during the program. You actually will have access to 2 different folders in this program once you activate your InfoSec account. First, I will send you access to a folder called the Cybersecurity Specialist folder, this folder. And this is where we are keeping all our information, all the documents, the project details, the company profiles that we are dealing with, even the technical labs, tools and program and application, everything that we are using in our real business are kept here. So when we are working in the risk assessment and you need to see where is the template is here. What is the standard? If you're gonna work with NIST standard or ISO standard, where are we keeping the standard here? And it's categorized according to the topic. So we have a folder called standard, where we are keeping all the standards that we're gonna use. We have a folder called technical lab that include all the softwares that we need. So this actually is our core folder. This is where everything that we will dealing with, including customer information, will be kept here. And this permission will be sent to your InfoSec email, not your personal email. You cannot log into this folder from your personal email. You have to activate your account, and on your new account, you receive a link, you click on the link, you will have access to all of this. This is the first folder. Second folder will be a folder called with your group name. So we do have different groups, and your group name is G17. Okay, so you should have a folder under the number of G17 where all the lecture will be kept, all the recorded lecture will be kept in this folder. Okay, so we are not keeping the videos in the same folder because each group will have its own video. Okay, so once you finish a lecture, if you want to watch it, you should find it inside the folder related to your name, which is the group name. And again, your group, guys, is G17. So in any communication over WhatsApp support or something like that, just mentions that you are a member of G17. So mainly, once you activate your email account, you should get access to those 2 folders. You will receive by email 2 separate emails. One of them has a link that will give you access to the cybersecurity specialist. And the second one will give you access to the session folder. I know the introduction is boring, but we have to explain all those details because once we start, we will not have time to keep re-explain everything. Okay. 2 points remaining. I told you already that our main communication channel will be the email. I will send you the assignment by email. I will send you any update related to the project by email. The email is our main communication channel. However, because sometimes some people are not opening their email that frequently. So sometimes, maybe you open the email every couple of days, and sometimes you have something urgent, maybe an incident, maybe a new vulnerability, maybe something that you need to take an action. So we also add another communication channel, which is the WhatsApp broadcast group, not a normal group, a broadcast group. And what is a broadcast group? If any of you guys don't know what is WhatsApp broadcast, it's a group where people will not share their numbers and will not be able to see each other. I mean, if we create it as a normal group, everyone can see other people's number and they can communicate with the group. This actually is against the privacy policy. So we create a group that when we send the message for the group, each one will receive the message separately. People will not be able to communicate with each other. So we keep that as an additional communication channel. We only using it for the purpose of the program, not for anything commercial or any sale. This is only for the program. So I strongly suggest that you join this group. So whenever we send something by email, we will notify you over WhatsApp as an additional communication channel. It's not a replacement, but it's for people who are not checking their email frequently. To join the group, you need to send a text message or from your WhatsApp number that include your name and your registered email and your group. Just write down that you are a member of G17 because we have a broadcast group for each one of our groups. And send this number to this WhatsApp number. You can take a screenshot, but just don't forget to send your name, email, and the group name G17, and then you will be added to the group name. We usually send a reminder before the meeting. We send, whenever we send an assignment by email, we will send it over WhatsApp and so on. Okay. Finally, guys, any questions so far? Okay. Finally, 2 point. Please take a screenshot from this number. Finally,
Doctor, somebody raise hand.
I'm sorry, I didn't saw that. Please go ahead. Sorry, I'm not following up with the chat. Please.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Quickly, I just want to confirm that email that we're going to send, is it a personal email since our infosec for email has not been created? So which email are we going to use?
Actually, when you send to join the WhatsApp group, you have to send your personal email, the ones that you use to enroll in the program.
Okay,
so we can verify that, you know, it's you that enrolled in some. Thank you.
Thank you. That's
a good point, actually. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Guys, we become a team now. We're going to meet frequently. Feel free to open your mic, raise your concern. The group is not that big. So now it's like we are working in the same team. So if you have any doubt, any question, even if it's a simple question, feel free.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
But Mr. Member, one more thing that
Sure.
I just look at that job description, very
Yes.
very detailed. I just it's like we said it's not technical, but I just trying to understand. I see more of the operational part of it. Isn't that part a little bit of technical?
It is technical. I didn't mention it's not technical. It's more as a governance, but with a technical background. And I will explain in a few minutes what does it mean exactly. Because I know that this is a common confusion and it's really valid. But I will explain to you how deep technically you need to be aware of.
Okay.
Just allow me a couple of minutes.
Okay. So is this the same thing related to what when you look at here in UK, because I'm calling from London, you see most of the job description talking about GRC, governance risk and compliance. Is this role related to that one too?
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Yes. By the way, we got a lot of people from UK and from US, and we did some modification in the program accordingly. Like in US, in healthcare, there was a demand for a specific product, which is Microsoft 365 Defender. We added this product in our program, so people who inside US will have an additional value in case they are applying for jobs. Same for UK. So this actually, I think you will find it very useful and you will notice that very soon. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I can see that. Yes. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Ghalim, you have a question?
I have, sir, but I think that is good to leave it at the end of the session
Sure,
because,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, so let's complete because we need to start our first project today. We spent a long time explaining the introduction, but it was important. Okay, just to make sure that all your question is answered. Let me just go through what is remaining to clarify a few points. First, inside the emails that you received, when all of you registered in the program, you received an email with the NDA, and also there was a link to take a background check. Okay, now this is very important. You cannot ignore the survey. So what I did, I create a small survey where I'm asking people a few questions about their background, because you came from a different background. And I need to keep that in mind because I'm maintaining a file for each one of you about what is their weakness and what is their strengths. So we can cover that during our training. So in each one of you who joins the program, we are keeping an Excel sheet once he does the survey, just to know exactly what is his weak point and what is the topics that we need to work on. Sometimes people don't have any background about network, or maybe they have weak background, so we need to cover a specific area. So we will give them additional resources, or we will conduct a couple of one-on-one sessions. So it's important to understand your background. Honestly speaking, it's not an interview. You have to write down here the situation. So all of them are questions. And the end of the question, all of them are mandatory, except the last one, where I'm asking people to upload their CVs. This is optional, but it will give me better understanding about each one of you background. This will be quite helpful because there is specific skills that you need to gain. So I need to know exactly the prerequisite and work on it. This is important to take, okay? Another point related to the technical part, which is related to the technical lab, okay? And this is answering the technical knowledge that we need to have. Guys, I'm so sorry, just allow me 1 second. Sorry, guys. So we have to simulate the real environment. You can still see my screen, right? Hello?
Dr.
Yes,
Wade,
yes, we can.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. We have to simulate a real environment because, as I told you, some of the activity will have some technical requirement. For instance, technical audit. You will learn how to conduct an audit. The audit is technical and business, right? So where is the environment where you're gonna audit them and get the finding and write your report? So we need to have a simulated environment. We will do that already. And we have a technical leads in the program. He will guide you on how to set up your virtual lab. Actually, the lab is ready. It's a full lab, including a domain controller, a client machine, a Linux machine, a disaster, a DLP system, a Kaspersky Enterprise, a full machine, a full lab will be there. And the reason we are doing this lab, because most of the time, I mean, let's consider that you have two technical responsibilities. One of them will be to make sure that the technical control is implemented by the right team. I'll give you a small example. When we are talking about network security, we have a section related to network security. We are not the one who implements the technical security. We are not the one who implementing the network security setting. It's done by the network team. But I am the one who audits them. So I send them, for instance, the baseline and tell them, guys, please implement them. And then I will go and check the setting myself to make sure it has been done by the right team. Okay. So if I never logged into a router or if I never logged into a switch, how can I validate? So I'm not an implementer, I'm an auditor, right? Same concept for the Windows team. I'm not the one who configures the password policy or configures the group policy or blocks the USB. I'm just preparing the document according to the standard or best practice or compliance and send it to the right team. But then I will go to the team in each internal audit and I will ask them, guys, log into the server and then take the mouse and go to the password setting and make sure that whatever I requested, it has been implemented. So the point here, if I never logged into a server, how can I audit them? If I never logged into a Linux machine, how can I audit the people? Do you think I can tell them, show me how, where is the password is configured or where is the security setting of this Linux machine? So we are taking basics knowledge that allow me to validate the setting. This is related to the technical part that is under your responsibility, but you are not the one who are implementing them. But some of the activity will be purely your responsibility. So the ones that I'm explaining, like, verifying the technical control by network team or database team or the Windows team or platform team, you need to have the lab to practice that. But when you go for a real scenario, you're just going to log in to validate if the setting was implemented or not. Okay. This is one point. Second point or second part, some of the activity is purely yours. Like for instance, vulnerability management. Now this specific task, you need to understand it from A to Z. You are the one who conducting a vulnerability assessment. You are the one who getting the report ready. And you are the one who sending the report to each team to be to fix the patches or fix the security bugs and so on. So you have to be comfortable with the topic, the tool. You have to practice the tool a lot. This is purely your responsibility. Managing the antivirus solution, it's purely your responsibility. And you're going to teach you that from scratch. Okay. How can I know what is my responsibility and what is other people's responsibility from the job description? You will notice, and as I told you, this is a real job description. Some of the requirements, they will tell you your responsibility is to collaborate with IT department to do the following. So it seems that you have a responsibility and IT department has a responsibility. You are the one who plan for the disaster recovery, collect some information, but the plan itself, it's done for the IT department and the testing is done by IT department. It shows that you are a member of the, it's not your pure responsibility, it's some people's responsibility, okay? While if we go to vulnerability management, for instance, here is telling you to perform a vulnerability assessment. So he was clear that vulnerability assessment, you need to know how to do it from A to Z. But then you will coordinate with the resolution team or department. So this is what you need to understand about the technical part. Some of the technical responsibility will be purely yours. And it's not much, by the way, maybe vulnerability management, maybe something like antivirus management, SIM solution, and most of them are management, not implementing. You are not the one who implements the antivirus solution. The company who will, from where you're going to purchase, they will be the one who's coming and implementing. You will just learn how to manage the enterprise antivirus solution. Okay. So this is just to let you know about the technicalities that you need to learn. We will not start technical before the third session. We have 2 sessions more. One of them will be asset management, risk management, because those are the core of the program. And once you understand what is information asset management and what is risk management very well, then we can start moving to the technical part of the program. So we will start after 2 more sessions talking about the foundation of the position. And then we will implement the technical lab. The technical lab is ready. You're just going to need to download it and use it on your machine. And Samer and Mahmoud will help you or guide you on how to manage it in case you have any problems on. But you have to be very comfortable, especially if you never used the server before or never used the Linux machine. or a database, you need to be familiar with it because you're going to audit the DBA and platform team and network team. Okay. Is this point clear for you guys regarding the technical responsibility?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Guys, if you are not from a technical background, don't panic. We got many people who, came from a non-technical background. They have, they know how to use a computer. This is the point. But whatever knowledge they had to gain, they gain. And repeating the task many times will make it quite easy. Okay. This is everything I wanted to say. Just, to let you know, this is the support email, infosec for TC at infosec for TC. We did give all of you access to the gold membership. It's access to all our courses on our platform, more than 170 courses, and it's free for 1 year. We didn't give you that because you will have time to go through all the 180 courses, but sometimes you can use that as an additional reference. So from time to time, if we are covering, for instance, risk management, and you need to learn more about it, you can take the risk management course of the C-Risk from the platform and watch the full course. So consider the access, the gold membership is more as an additional resources that will help you to enhance your skills. We will do a mock interview from time to time, maybe every 6 weeks. We will do a one-on-one mock interview to make sure that you guys are able to relate what you are doing to the real business requirement. So every 6 weeks, I will conduct a mock interview because what I saw whenever we have, a project and we hire people to this project, that some people have a problem in the interview. I saw many people qualified technically, but they cannot explain or reply back to the question in a proper way. This is a skills that you need to learn. Okay. When you go for an interview, the interviewer is waiting to hear specific word. If you don't give him this word, it doesn't matter how technically you are or how skilled you are. If you don't feel that you can fulfill what exactly he's looking for, you will not get the job. So besides practicing the skills technically and administrative and everything, you need also to practice it. And this will be done through mock interview one-on-ones that we're going to conduct every 6 weeks. Okay. And honestly, the final point, I know every time I'm saying final point, but it seems that there is 1 point remaining. No, actually 2 points. Certification, guys. Okay. Once we finish our program, 8 months, you should get certified. Certification in cybersecurity is as a driver license. If you know how to drive, but you don't have a driver license, no one will give you his car. Okay? It's quite important, but important to take the certificate relevant to the position. You cannot start getting yourself ready for a position as cybersecurity specialist and go and get the CH exam. It's not relevant. So we will qualify you to one of 2 certificates. You can take one of them. I will strongly recommend CISSP. And honestly speaking, you will be ready to take it from the first attempt. That's why I'm telling people, don't take the exam right now. I will get you ready during the course. And we have 2 or 3 sessions by the end of the program just for the exam. But it will be quite easy for you because whatever is inside the curriculum of the CISSP, that's what we are teaching. This is what you're going to practice: risk management, asset management, incident management. So instead of studying the topic theoretically, when you take the program, by the end of the program, when you study any topic, any domain from the CISSP, you will notice that you did it yourself. You know exactly what you are reading because you saw that, you know the tools, you know the software, the output. So it will not take more than 2-3 weeks to be ready for the exam. But please keep in mind to get the certificate. Second option will be system. System, it's almost the same content, except it's a very straightforward certificate. Very easy to take. CISSP is not hard, just need a good preparation, and I will get you ready for that. But the value of the CISSP in the market right now, it's very high. When we looking for someone to join a project or a permanent position with us, we got hundreds of CV, but once we got a CV that has the logo of the CISSP, this is the one that we will call. Because people can write whatever they want in the CV. It doesn't, it doesn't prove anything. If you send me the best CV in the world, maybe you got it from the internet or from ChatGPT. But if you are certified, it means that you have something. So please keep in mind that to take the CISSP certificate within by the end of the program. Don't start right now, I will tell you when, but keep it in your plan. This is the remaining part of the framework. Okay, getting to the calendar and time before starting the project. The program will be 8 months. We are working only on Sunday, 1 day every 2 weeks. So every 15 days, we will meet like today, discussing to discuss a project or to discuss an operational activity or something that need to be done. And this is the official meeting. But besides the official meeting, I'm always available on Tuesday and Wednesday for one-on-one meeting. So if any one of you guys are working in a project and he's facing a problem and he wants to talk with the project manager, he don't know how this thing should be done, I will send you on your new email my public meeting calendar. You can book a one-on-one meeting and we can discuss that. So each Monday and Tuesday, I'm available for one-on-one meeting, and you're going to have a link where you can book a meeting for that. But our official meeting will be once every 15 days. Okay, I'm done with the introduction and I will start the first project. I will just give you a brief about it and give you one assignment, but we will repeat that next week, next session. Repeat the project one more time and start working on it. Now, before going through the project, I just want to hear from you guys in case any one of you have any question. Any expectation, anything that he got in mind before starting the program, anything that he want to clarify from now. Because once we started, we will not have time to keep going through the same explanation one more time. So please feel free, if you have any question, to raise it now, to tell me your doubts, any elaboration before we start.
Yes, I have this question. Should it question or just a clarity? The other time we were talking about this the CV, you're talking about our role is to manage talking about manage the people probably in the SOC or the technical thing. Is that manage? Is this same thing you're talking about? Our role is to enforce compliance. Is it the same thing?
Yes, it's two different activity, but this part, yes, we are enforcing compliance, and I will show you how.
Thank you very much.
Also, most welcome. Also, regarding the SOC team, we are not taking a SOC training. We are in our job description.
Yes, I understand.
We are coordinating with SOC. So some incident, they will send it to us, and we're going to investigate and take action. But this will be explained, and we have a SOC solution, and I will show you what we are getting and what is our responsibility.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking, because I used to see that manage in a lot of JD here in UK. A lot of jobs just talk about money, but I don't know what it means, but it's clearer now. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Guys, any other question?
May I ask you, because for example, in Europe, the standard ISO 27000 is a huge, and as I know, we will deal with it. But in US, for example, they use NIST. Are we going to map the standards, like mapping the points from NIST to ISO 27000?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I will send you a file. I'm sorry, the file is not ready here. That include all the projects that we will conduct. We will implement ISO, PCI DSS, NIST, and even we will give you a brief about the mapping, because we will take few standards, but maybe you have to work with another standard. The good thing about cybersecurity standard that there are a lot of similarity. So you can map the ISO with PCI DSS, or the ISO with NIST, or the ISO with ISR here in, for instance, in Middle East or in Dubai. So the point is not just to teach you about 1 or 2 or 3 standards. The point is to let you comfortable If you're going to work with any specific standard, it's fine. I can map it with the ISO. ISO is the core. If you learn, because that's why we're going to start with the ISO project. If you learn how to implement ISO in a proper way, you will not have any problem implementing any other standard.
Thank you. That's great.
Okay. So, any other question?
I have a question, but I think it's better I leave it for now since we are going to the ISO. So it has to do with ISO. Probably you will talk about it. So let me leave it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wait until we finish and then maybe I answer the question.
Yes.
I want to go back to our share folder, and inside our share folder, cybersecurity specialist, I kept a folder by the name of the cybersecurity company profile. Can you see this folder?
Yes.
Now this will hold all the customers that we are dealing with. So if we are doing a project with a specific customer, you're going to need to have some information about the customer to be able to do the risk assessment, to be able to do the disaster recovery plan. So each project that we are doing will always be related to a customer, right? So today, customer is a hospital. I mean, the first project that we're going to conduct will be to implement ISO 27001 inside the hospital. So here, I only kept right now the hospital profile, but all the data that will be needed for the project will be kept in this folder. So when you're going to do, for instance, the risk assessment and you need data about this hospital, I will keep it inside the shared folder. You need the asset inventory or asset register for the hospital, I will keep it in this shared folder. While when we're going to do another project with another company, I will keep everything related to the other folder. So this is the way we will dealing and collect information according to the project that we are dealing with. Okay. Now this is a hospital. They have different sites. Actually, it's an Indian hospital. They have branch in UAE and in Saudi Arabia as well. So you know, it's a business. They provide specific services, healthcare services. You have to, whenever you have a project, you have to read the company provide. You need to read what they are doing. Even if you are not coming from a healthcare background, it doesn't matter. But you have to know exactly what they are doing, because one of your responsibility is to identify the critical business function and to maintain their stability. So if the hospital has, for instance, a clinic function where people register to doctor appointment, so and they have like a system for that, and they have to do that. This is a service in the hospital that you have to make sure it's not. Sorry. So one of the things, and this will come by experience, is to identify the critical business functions. This will be needed for many activity, including disaster recovery and business continuity and so on. So it's important to have an idea about the hospital, how many sections they have, what kind of service they provide. And then I will show you how to relate that to what we are doing. Okay. So read the profile, you know, consider on your assignment, just go through the profile, what exactly those people is doing, how many branches they have. Because sometimes if they have branch in different country, it means that they are following different standard. So you will keep that in mind as well. Go through them, the location of this hospital, how many sections they have, what kind of service they provide in a very high level. And then we're going to start map that to different, or to get something from those information. This hospital contacted us and they wanted to implement ISO 27000. Now, guys, for people who don't know what is an ISO 27001, this is an information security framework. By the way, all the standards that I'm referring to are available in our share folder, in a folder called standards, ISO 27001, 2013, 2022, 27005. All the standards are available here, okay, in a folder called standard in our share folder. Now, getting back to this ISO, okay, allow me just to clarify the point, because there is some gaps that some of you may be not aware of. So the information security, or the ISO standard, It's an information security framework. Okay. And this framework, when you implement a framework in your organization, it doesn't mean that you only secure the technical infrastructure. Okay. We always call the framework ISMS. You need to be familiar with the terminology, guys. ISMS. So ISMS stands for Information Security Management System. So if you want your company or hospital or entity to be ISO certified, ISO 27001, you need to implement a full framework that we call the Information Security Management System that include everything inside the organization. It's not just to secure the IT infrastructure. You are securing the people, you are securing physical security, you are implementing administrative security, and I'm going to show you that during our work. But if you can implement the full framework in the hospital, then this hospital can apply for the ISO certificate, and the people, the certification body will send and auditor, external audit. They will audit the hospital and they will offer them the ISO certification. So ISO is not the certification. ISO is the name of the certification, but it's not the framework. So the framework name, it's called ISMS. When you implement ISMS, you qualify yourself to be ISO certified. Okay. So ISO is a standard and a global well-known standard that when people implement and get a certificate, it reflects that this company are implementing, are securing their patient and doctor information and everything. Okay. So what is the reason? What is the reason a hospital may request someone to implement ISO 27001, to implement ISMS and get certified? What is the reason behind that? What do you think? They're going to spend money because implementing control is not cheap, and they will hire someone like you. And this is not a one-time process. I mean, when you get a certification will be renewed every 3 years. So it has to be maintained. They need to hire one for the ISMS. But I just want to hear from you guys, why any entity, a hospital, but let's talk about hospital especially. Why a hospital?
Well,
Please.
can I talk?
Yes, please, please.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why the hospital want to implement ISMS is for them to, because obviously they'll be dealing with people's data. And because of that, it is going to encourage their client or people doing business with them to have a kind of reassurance that their data are in good hands. One.
Excellent.
Then secondly, is also to give them a competitive edge. In terms of being an hospital, obviously they want to get a retainership, probably from government or from people. And once they go to those people where they want to get a kind of retainership or a contract, those people will know that yes, these people are already implementing ISMS, which means they are putting in place best practices. So marketing-wise, it gives them also an competitive edge too. And also one more thing, I think is also have to do with them being able to have implementing ISMS through 27001 shows that they are, in terms of security-wise, instead of in form of security, they are implementing the right framework. Security-wise, they are in good position. So I think those are kind of part of what I can contribute.
Make a lot of sense. Very valid point. Any other comment? Any other idea why a hospital will want to spend money to implement an ISMS and get the certification from the global standards that they hold, ISO 27001 certification?
Doctor, there's somebody write an answer on the chat also.
Guys, better to open the mic and speak instead of switching, but let me see. Yes, Ahmed, you are right. I completely agree. And this is actually the point I was looking for. Now, the 2 pointers are valid. The first point is that, if you are a patient, and you heard that recently there was a lot of problem in hospital, many hospitals get their patient information stolen or leaked and published on the internet. Okay, you will always consider which hospital has a good reputation when it comes to securing the patient information and medical history and so on. So getting to know that there is a hospital holding an ISO certificate, it shows that whatever information that we will share with them, because medical history is some kind of sensitive information, it's within good hands. And you didn't took that from their mouth, but they are certified. Someone said or mentioned this is a secure area and they are following the best practice and so on. Completely right. The first point is completely right. But the most important point, and this is what you're going to face in business all the time, that this will also comply with a regulation requirement. Okay, I'll give you a small example. In Dubai, we are following a standard called ISR, government standard, information security regulation. Okay, it's like in Europe, they are following GDPR, right? And in US, they are following HIPAA. This is government, this is not private. Okay, ISO is a private standard. It's a commercial standard. It's not a government. I mean, you have the option. If your company or hospital want to take the ISO, they can apply for, pay the money, implement the control, and get someone to audit them and get the certificate. It's optional. But HIPAA, for instance, or GDPR, is it option? If you have a business in Europe, is it option to follow GDPR or not? It's mandatory. And you are audited, and if any breach, there is big fines and so on. Same concept in US. So in Dubai here, we have a standard called ISR, Information Security Regulation. This is the government standard, it's not optional. And any government or semi-government entity or people who are even dealing with government, they have to implement the ISR. Now, if you check the ISR requirement, it's very, very, very similar to the ISO 27001 requirement. I can tell you 90%. So when a hospital, if this is a government or semi-government hospital, if they implement the ISO, automatically they implement a lot of ISR control. So they implement the commercial, but they fulfill the government requirement. So when tomorrow I have a government audit, I don't need to work on two separate projects. And you need to keep that in mind. Most of the time, the entities that you are implementing ISO for, they are doing that because it has to be mapped with another government standard. So they are taking both of them in one project. And I will show you the project RFP next time. They mention that. They mention we need to implement the ISO and ISR. So if you just implement the ISO, you are not done. You have to implement it first and have to map it with the ISR to show to this business or hospital, guys, here is the control in ISO and ISR. I implemented both of them in one shot. Is this point clear for you guys? Don't worry if it's not clear while we are working, we will get to that. But my point is, when we usually, most of the common project we are getting for ISO is to fulfill other compliance, like PCI DSS or NIST or ISR or ECC in Saudi Arabia. Clear?
I think it's clear, sir.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. If you have any questions, please.
Sub-al essential in UK.
Yeah, this is actually quite common. So, because sometimes you get a project like that and you implement all the ISMS controls, and you find that customer it's not happy, it's not satisfied. You didn't fulfill the requirement. You have to read the scope of work very well, and this is what we're going to do next time. We will read the scope of work, and we're going to start taking domain by domain and implement it in this hospital. So you have to make sure that this will fulfill the requirement related to the government requirement in case there is any. Now, getting back to the ISO, the document, of course, we will be using, and also please keep that in mind. ISO, we are in a transition phase right now. We used to work with ISO 27001, 2013. Even all the previous group was working on the previous version. But in October 2022, there was a new ISO. So we will be implementing the new ISO. But sometimes you go for an organization and you see that they are still using the old ISO, and they will be renewing that in the upcoming renewal. It's okay, it's similar. Okay, but you have to be updated with the new one. We cannot work on the old one. This is the standard that you will learn how to implement it inside the organization. And as you can see, it's a very small document, 26 pages. It's not that big document, right? But it's giving you only the very high level information about the standard. And you need to learn how to translate those terminology into real implementation. How can I do that? So the ISO standard consists of two parts, clauses, and this is like in the structure of the company, the management, the organizational structure, and so on. We will keep that. And another part of the standard that we called Annex A. And I want you to speak the same terminology. Okay. So the Annex A include all the control that you need to implement in your organization or hospital to fulfill the ISMS requirement and to be eligible to get the ISO certification. Okay. Now, this Annex A consists of 4 different sections. It used to be 13 domains. Now it become 4 different domains. It become much better, but a little tricky. This is the Annex A part. We have 93 controls divided into 4 different domains. Keep that in mind. How many controls we have? 93. Divided in 4 different domains. And the way they managed or they configured the ISO, that they divided to 4 different domains. First domain is related to organizational control. Okay. And here you will find it starts from 5.1 to 5.37. This is the first domain. This is one, we call that a control. So this is one control, this is one control, and so on. So as you can see, this is the requirements that is needed from the organization itself. You need to have an information security policy. This is not related to a specific department or specific. This is something that the organization should have. Now, how can I create the policy? How it look like? This we will learn next time. But it just give you a very high level requirement. You need to have a policy and it need to be reviewed frequently. Okay, we have 37 control related to the organization. Second domain is related to people. Okay, so people, of course, here also we have the awareness. We have the second domain is the people control, the controls that you need to implement on the employee in this organization. Will be something related. Some of them are, for instance, related to specific department. Guys, keep in mind, security is not just IT. If you're going to work in the IT security, there is a different position for that. It's called IT security specialist. You are a cyber security specialist. Okay. So for instance, here they are saying that you need to have a background check for any employee who joins the company. Now, who should do that? Is it your responsibility? Definitely not. Is it, IT responsibility? This is the HR responsibility. They are the one who are hiring people and following the process. So where is your responsibility here? Your responsibility is to take this requirement, create it inside the policy, go to the HR department, explain to them, guys, we are implementing ISO. And from now on, any new hiring, you have to follow this control. And you ask them to prepare a form or an evidence that they can use to show that each one of the new employee had a background check done by HR department. This is what I meant by coordinating with the partner. Okay. It will have things related to awareness. It will have things related to non-disclosure agreement. This is the people responsibility. You have to make sure you prepare it and make it done or enforce it to the people. Okay. Third domain is related to physical security. Okay. Physical security, it's still under your responsibility. Maybe you are not the one who's doing it. You are not the one who installed surveillance cam or access control on the door, but you are managing with the concerned department. It could be operational department or asset management department or whatever the name of the department. It's under your responsibility. You are responsible to secure all the security area, technically, physically, and administrative. Okay. Here we have all the same. And finally, and this what will take most of our time, is technical controls. And this is where we're going to have to talk about technical control like antivirus management, vulnerability management. They included some new technology like DLP. DLP become a must. DLP, if you don't know what it does, it mean it's data loss prevention or data leakage prevention. It's a software that prevent people from leaking data. You cannot copy a file on your USB or send it to your Gmail account to prevent the leakage. Okay, now it become mandatory control, threat intelligence, backup, disaster recovery. So here, this is a big domain actually, and it's if you implement the full ISMS, you got the full experience. You will not have any problem managing any other standard or any other technical solution, because this is the full framework. But what I wanted to show you is that, guys, is not just technical, and I hope this is clear for you now. You are responsible to implement security in all the organization. You are implement to sit with senior management and make sure you get their support and get all the policy done, all the documentation. Sit with the HR, all the department, non-technical department, sit with technical department. So you are coordinating with everyone to make sure that all the control is implemented and enforced. You will have KPIs to measure your effectiveness of the controls. So it's a very active position. It's not hard. You will fight with a lot of people until they get to figure out that whatever you say, it has to be done. But it's a main responsibility in any organization. Okay. This is briefly about ISO. I will repeat this part next time. I will repeat ISO one more time, and I will share with you the real RFP we got from the hospital, just to see how they mentioned that we need to implement ISO and ISR. So the things will be clear for you. But I just wanted to give you an idea about security is not just technical controls. Even the technical control is done by a different team, but we are preparing for them what needs to be done, and we are giving them the documentation, and we follow up when we audit them. Okay. The project have specific deliverable. I wrote the deliverable in a document that also will be shared with you. This is I think I closed it maybe. Just let me show you the deliverable of the oh yeah, you see. This is the deliverable of the project. Okay. Of course, I divide it to phases, but it doesn't mean that it has to go sequential. We will be going in parallel, right? So everything inside this project we will prepare, and it will be delivered to the customer. This is a real ISO project, and you know, you will get involved. I mean, you will see how we are doing. The good thing is about ISO, if you do it one time right, you can repeat it as much time as you want, and you can even utilize a lot of the same document that you created just to justify the content. So I believe this is the most important project that we will do. I want you to get all your help and all your attention. I'm sorry, good your attention and all your effort in this project, because I believe this is very, very important. Okay. So this was just an introduction about ISO. But however, I do have an assignment for you guys that I want you to do it for the next time. Okay. First, is there any question about what we spoke so far about this project? We didn't start, and next time I will repeat this part one more time, just to make sure that we are comfortable, and then we're going to start taking the first domain and start working on the implementation and assigned activity. But do you have any question about the ISO, any doubts about it? Okay. Now, what is our first assignment is the following. I want you to prepare a gap assessment document. Now, forget about the gap. If you don't understand what is a gap assessment right now, is one of the deliverables, but later on I will explain what is a gap assessment. I want you to write all the control from this ISO inside a document, looking like that. This is a document that include all the controls from the previous ISO. Okay? It's just an Excel sheet where you're gonna put below here 4 different sheets for each domain. So for instance, for first domain, organizational control or organization control, I want you to write the control number and the control name. That's it, and the control explanation. So this is just what I want you to copy and paste from the document from the ISO standard. I want you to organize it inside a document like that. Of course, this is an old or different standard. I'm just showing you as a reference. So you will just write down or create 4 different sheets, one for organization, one for people, one for physical control, and one for technical control. And in each one of those control, you will write down the name, control number, and paste the control name and details from the sheet. Just copy and paste. Okay. The reason I'm asking you to do that is that just by doing through that, even if you just copy and paste, it means that you will go through all the standard. And this will raise question to your mind, how we can implement that in a real hospital or in real business, how this is done. So when we start the implementing, at least you will have question in your mind. This is the first point. Second point, that this will be used for a gap assessment. So later on, once you put all the control inside a document, then in a specific phase, I will show you how we are conducting a gap assessment in an organization. What is a gap assessment? Whenever we start an ISO project, we don't start implementing right away. We got a document like that, and we will sit with each department and start asking them questions about each control. Guys, do you have that in place? If yes, show me an evidence. If not, I will go here in the same document and I will select the status of the department, sorry. We will not do that right now. I'm just showing you a proof of concept. Okay. So when we conduct a risk assessment, a gap assessment, we use a file like that where we go to department by department and check the applicable control and ask them, guys, do you have a policy, for instance, in place? Yes, show me the policy. If not, I will select from here. Is it implemented partially or non-implemented or fully implemented? So if it's non-implemented, I will select or fully implemented and so on. By going control and validate with department, I will get by the end, and I will share with you the sheet. It's very, very useful, guys, but not right now. A sheet like that, a template like that, showing me how many control is already implemented. This is formula or automated. So when I select or when I validate what is implemented and what is not implemented from the beginning, before implementing the standard, I will get to know, okay, for this domain, we have 12 control, one of them is not implemented, and that much is implemented, and so on. So I will get to know the status of the project, how much work it will need. I will assign the resources accordingly. So we used to do that before doing any ISO project or any standard PCI DSS and so on. So we will use this document later on for that. Okay. Another utilization of this document that it will be used for mapping. Okay. So later on, once we do all the control, and if we have here, those are the ISO control, I will then add a column and put here, for instance, nest control. And I will check what is similar to the ISO in nest, and I will put the control number here, for example. Okay, so I will be use the same document to map between the standard. Okay. Don't worry if it's not clear for you yet, it's okay. Right now, just keep in mind that what I want from you is to copy all the control from the ISO document inside an Excel sheet and divide them according to the domain. That's it. Control number, control name, and control details. Just copy and paste from the sheet. Is it hard for you guys?
I believe
No, it's straightforward.
Yeah, this is the control number. Yeah, this is the name of the control, and this is the explanation. Okay, definitely, because we're going to start implementing that. So you will have an Excel sheet showing the 93 controls, and you will be familiar what has been implemented and how. And then later on, you can audit, because you know how we are implemented this control, and you know what evidence you should look for if you are audit another organization for this specific control. Okay, this is your first assignment, and it should be sent to your email once you activate your account. I think that will do it for today. Today was just an introduction about the program, just to make sure that everyone is clear about the deliverable of the program. And we just introduced the ISO project. And as I told you earlier, guys, we will repeat next time. I will go through the ISO one more time, but I will show you the quotations that we provided to the hospital and we get approved. So you will know exactly what we need to do. And we're going to start working. We will take the first domain and explain how we're going to implement that, what is needed from the hospital. I will give you your assignment. So we're going to start the implementation next session, which will be 2 weeks from now. Yeah, today is 21. I'm sorry, 23. So our next session will be 7th of May. Okay. However, once you activated your email, I will also send you my public calendar link. And if anyone want to meet me Tuesday or Wednesday from each week, he can book a meeting and I'll be available to answer any of your questions. We didn't start anything yet, but if you have a question in general, it's fine. I'll be available. I will send you on your email once you activate your account.
Sorry, doctor. I think there is Augustine is asking, are you able to share the screen? I think you're already sharing it because she just or he just joined.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes, Dr. This Emmanuel.
Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, I think my group we got a time. I heard you said it was going to be 10 a.m. my time. So it means my group joined it late. We joined around 10. So is there a way where you can put out the video? So
Yeah, definitely. I will share the video by tomorrow maximum, and they can watch the video. And if we need to do another session as an introduction, we can arrange that. It's not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Today we didn't cover, today was all about explaining the program flows, the communication channels, how to get onboarded on the company. And we just gave an introduction about the first project, which we will repeat this project one more time next session. So even if you missed it, we will talk about the ISO 27001:2022 next time before starting the implementation.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Any other question?
So also now we're getting our InfoSec email.
Yeah, did you receive an email with the NDA?
Yes, I did.
Did you reply back to it? You signed the NDA and replied back?
I've not signed it. Let me see.
You have to fill the information, sign it, and send it back to the same email, so they will create your account for you.
Okay.
Once you got your account sent to you, because they will send you, it's an automated message from Microsoft. You will get your email and password, and then you will log in and change your password. Once you have your email active, you have to send a test email for me. I didn't give you my email, guys. Let me also write it down. So once your account is active, to give you permission, because I'm the one who's giving permission, you have to send an email for this one. Test email, so I can assign the permission and send you the permission for the 2 folders that you need to have for the program. m.atif@infosec4tc.com. Okay. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Please do your effort. There is a lot of demand. Even ourselves, we are looking to hire people. We have a couple of projects coming, and we are looking to hire people with us. So the opportunities couldn't be better. In general, remote jobs, physical jobs, There is a lot of demand right now, but it all depends on you. If you're gonna spend time and do some effort, I can guarantee the result. But if you're gonna do it like a gym where you pay for the gym and you never go there, it will not do you any good. Okay, so keep in mind that you are investing in yourself. You are investing time, effort, and money in yourself. And I can guarantee 100%, if you submit all your assignment, you will not have any problem finding jobs. 100%. So please keep that in mind. I'm done for today. Any other question? Okay, guys. Thank you so
No,
much.
sir.
Yes.
Thank you
okay.
so much. Thank you.
Just most welcome. Just complete the onboarding, finish the NDA and send it. Let's make sure this week all of you have an active email on InfoSec, have access to all the shared folder, because we don't want to get disturbed once we start the first project next time. So make sure that spend this week to set up everything, have everything up and running to make sure. Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you about something quite important. I will ask you to go to this website. Please take a note about it. lms.infosec4tc.com and register. On the upper right, you should find an option to register on this website, create an account. This is where we will upload all our assignment and it will be get evaluated and you will get the feedback and everything will be kept here. So please go to lms.infosec4tc.com and register using your InfoSec account once you get your InfoSec account. I will send you that in the email so you will not miss it. Okay? This will be our learning management system. Everything will be sent to you by email with a video explaining how to use it as well. Okay, I think that will do it for today. Thank you so much.
Doctor, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
There is Mr. Abdullah is asking that he joined late, where he can find the ISO file. I think he need to see the recording, right?
Yes, Abdullah, I will send you the link for the video by tomorrow, and I will send you my public calendar as well. For all of you guys, whoever joined late today, you can book a meeting with me. I can guide you on what we covered so far. Today was just an introduction and explaining the ISO. So I will send an email tomorrow with my public calendar so you can book a meeting in case you missed something.
Okay, Dr. Jeff, can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes, Emmanuel.
Maybe can you take about 2 minutes to briefly explain the communication channel, especially for those who join late, about
Sure.
if you
Sure.
could, so that they will know exactly what to do next time, please.
Yeah, sure. I will just go through the main important point because the session was quite long. So I will just talk about the cooperation or the communication channel. Okay. Now, guys, whoever joined late, just to let you know, the purpose of this program is to work together. It's not a training program. We are a company. We provide cybersecurity solution for entity, and we are offering people to work with us in those projects so they will get the hands-on. This is the purpose of the program. So it's something that we will be doing together. We will have a project. I will tell you an assignment. You are a project member now. You have to do the assignment and send it. It will be evaluated. Could be accepted, rejected. This is how you're going to gain experience. Okay. To be able to do that, we need to set up the proper communication channel. We are a company located in Dubai, and we have projects all over the world. So our main communication channel, because we are located in different countries, will be Microsoft Teams. We are meeting twice a month. Every 15 days, we have an official meeting where we explain about the project progress, about a new project, about an operational activity. Our official meeting as a people working in the same company is someday every 15 days. Our main communication channel is email. This is where we're going to send you the assignment. We will send you the meeting calendar for the meeting. We will send you the incident. The main communication channel will be email, but not your personal email, InfoSec email. We will create an account for you on our domain, InfoSec email. And this account will be used only for the program purpose. If anyone will use it for a personal use or for anything that is not within the scope of this program, it will be suspended. The email will be blocked. Also, don't create any rules on this email to forward the email to your personal email, because also Microsoft will block it if this will happen. All the tools and document and project details and project documentation are kept in two shared folder, which is the cybersecurity specialist. This is where we are keeping all our standard, all the step-by-step guide, all the technical tools and lab, this is not an educational folder. This is a folder that we are using for our business. Customer information, all the templates that we are using is kept here. This cybersecurity specialist folder will be sent to you. The access will be sent to you once you activate your new account, because the email, the permission is associated with your InfoSec account. So the permission to InfoSec for TC will be sent to your InfoSec account. Okay, so it's important to spend this week in the onboarding process. So you will have all your access. You are now a member of InfoSec team. Then we can start working together. Don't waste time, because we don't want next time to spend time explaining the process and explaining the access. Use it this week for that. This is regarding the communication channel. Is it clear for you guys? Any one of the new joiner have a question or have a problem?
Yes, it is. Can I ask questions, sir?
Please, please.
Yeah, so regarding the email assigned to the student, for how
Yes.
long is it going to be open to the student in case the student graduate? Because every information will be on that platform. Maybe we
Correct.
need to refresh ourselves and we go to the email to check for information for something maybe is very important, since we cannot forward anything to our personal account. So
It's a very good
how
question.
is it going to
Yeah.
be?
Got it. Very valid question. The email itself, it's valid only during the program, okay? Because this is a license, Office 365 license. So you have this license, you will have a storage on OneDrive, 1 tera storage. You can use all Microsoft products. It's a license. So the email itself, it's valid during the program, which is 8 months. However, the access that was associated to your email will be kept to you on your personal mail by the end of the program. So after the end of the program, we send you a link that includes something called the Cybersecurity Toolkit. So all those file and folder and application are organized and will be sent to you to download it personally on your machine, because this is what you're going to be using in your business. If you're going to be working in a company or something, so we will send you a link once you finish the programs that will allow you to download all the folder and all the videos as well. And this will be lifetime, and you can download it on your machine and it's valid. So we keep them associated at the beginning until we finish all the project. Then we will send you a link to download all the material on your personal email. Also, let me remind you, for people who join late, since this is a internship program, it means that you will be working with us in 5 projects and 35 operational activity. And by the end of the program, you will get a letter of experience. You will get an attendance certificate, but also a letter of experience stamped and signed that you can, and we will tell you what needs to be written in your CV. So it will show that you spent with us 8 months working in projects and working, but we do that in a specific way that it will not have a problem with your current job. So it will be more as a part-time job with InfoSec, and you will have a letter of experience. So you are 100% right. Even after finishing, you need to have access for all those resources. And we keep that in mind, and you will have access to it lifetime once you finish the program. But the email is only during the program.
Thank you. It's
Okay,
well
Dr.
answered. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Okay, Dr. Atel, can I add something to this?
Please.
Okay, those who join late. Also, in order for you to get the 8-month work experience with our company, there are a couple of standards, a couple of criteria you have to meet. We're going to be doing mock interview during the course of the workshop as we go along, in order to test your skill set, how competent you are in that area. And to do this, in the beginning, Dr. Tev showed job description of a cybersecurity specialist job description. So we go through line by line on that job description to test your skill set before we can attest that, yes, you work with us for 8 months and you have the experience that you said you have on your resume. Okay, so it's not just that you finish the class and then we issue you your experience. No, you have to really do the work that you are assigned to do and able to meet all the requirements on the job description, which is being shown right now on the screen. Okay.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I
Right.
strongly suggest for who joined late to watch the video, because we explained exactly the job description. We are working according to job description. You are hired with us to do the following activity. So I recommend that you watch the video. If you joined late, it will clarify a lot of doubts. And confirming what Emmanuel is doing, letter of experience has a big responsibility. If we as a company, we issue a letter of experience, it means that the employees that you are applying for, the companies that you are applying for may reach us to ask for a reference. So we will issue that if you complete all your assignment, which means that you really worked with us 8 months. And it's real business. Some assignment will be rejected. You have to do it according to the business standards. This is the only way you can gain experience. It's not a homework. It's not a school homework. It's a real business environment. But what I can tell you, it will not be an overhead because we are only meeting twice per month. So it's like maybe you spend every weekend a couple of hours doing something, but it really works.
Great.
Sorry, I did interrupt someone. If you have a question. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. And the meeting will be the same timing every 15 days. I will send you all the details by email tomorrow, and I will send you one video to explain how to register in the LMS. I will send you my public calendar as well. We will be closely meeting together in case you have any problems. So it's like we are working in the same team right now. So it will not be kept as a classroom. It's more as a teamwork. Make sure all of you who will join the program to send the WhatsApp message. So we will add you to the WhatsApp broadcast group. Again, it's a broadcast group. We do not share number with each other, just to keep it as an additional communication channel. So if one of you, the email was late or the access is not working or something like that, you can keep it as a support channel as well. This is the number for the broadcast, but you have to send your name and email for verification and the name of the group, which is G17. Your group is G17. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, buddy.